Nah. Oh, hey. Hey, kids. Hey, everyone. Joe here and Amelie all the way saying, welcome to our very spoilerific Fantastic Four. That's right. We did Superman the other day, and now we're doing Fantastic Four today's. Like and subscribe. It does help out. She has a microphone, two turntables, and a microphone. Almost makes her DJ. Whoop. Yeah, because she's sexy and she knows it. Amelie, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Liar.
Yeah,
Fucking
it's true.
liar.
It was shit.
Sorry. Effing liar.
I'm a liar. Last week was horrible. Like it
That's
was
okay.
just one and one and one and one and one. But it's okay. We have
There you go.
cinema, so
We went to the
all's good.
cinemas, sort of, or wherever you went to, and you're wearing a Humanities at Play t-shirt. Hello, College LaSalle happening. Hello, for Richard and Dominique.
Amazing t-shirts, amazing t-shirt, amazing
Yeah.
textile. Perfect,
Honest to God,
perfect.
and I'm not sure if you stole that from me or if I gave it to you.
You gave it to me.
Did I? Did I give it to you by you packing it into your suitcase and leaving?
You know, you
Possibly.
know, possibly.
I think I did. It was Gen Con, right? We went to Gen Con, and I think I had you know what? Maybe I did bring you that one. Maybe. I'm guessing. Yeah. Yes, I probably did. Sounds like something I would do.
It was not Gen Con, it was Prague. You came and you're like,
No.
here's a t-shirt. Catch it. And I catched it. And here we are. I've got it.
Oh my God. It was Prague. I thought I gave you Oxford or Prague. No?
No.
England.
London.
London. Oh my God.
Every
Okay.
time you see me, you're like, yeah, you need the t-shirt. And you get a t-shirt. At the
Every time I
point,
see you, I give you more of my stuff.
I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7. I have 7 t-shirts from you. 7 t-shirts.
Yeah. All for me?
Yeah.
I'm your entire wardrobe. I love it.
Yes. Yes,
Minus
you
Ninja
are.
Turtles. Ninja Turtles was yours before. For
Yes,
sure.
correct.
Although I can get Kevin to sign that probably. All right. So, welcome to Streamin' Demons. Today we're talking about all Fantastic Four, the first steps. It's live in the theater. Go see it. I won't say the other words. How you can see it, but we all know other ways you can see it. But go to the theater. It's supporting people and supporting movies so they can make more movies like this. I think this goes back to the DC the DC Marvel rival where DC would have almost some momentum going back, and then Marvel's like, "Oh yeah, here's Avengers Endgame," and DC's like, "Oh crap, like what? We had the number one movie for like a day. That's it." And now they did it again with Superman, boom, and then oh yeah, here's Fantastic Four, bam, and lo and behold, Fantastic Four is the number one movie in the box office in the U.S. I should probably frame it better that way. So we are going to spoil it today. If you have not seen Fantastic Four First Steps, please go out and see it and then come back. If you've seen it, welcome to our Gripe Fest, starring Joe and Amelie. Because we are comic book nerds, even though only one looks like it. You do
Oh,
not look like a
really?
comic book nerd. Shut up.
Really? With
S-
all the t-shirt, with
yeah,
all the mannerism
take
and
away
everything?
the t-shirts and stuff. Oh no, don't. That's a different show. But I know you are a comic book nerd. I know you are. It's what we bonded on for 20, I don't know, 30 years? How? Whatever. Couple of years. At least double digits. At least double digits, right?
So you think there is a look, there is a physique linked to liking Superman, Batman,
I
this kind of
fell into the
thing?
trap. I fell into my own trap. God.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Okay,
did.
full disclosure. I was at Gen Con like before COVID, like 218, 217, whatever it was. And I was, I don't know, I was walking with someone and I saw this kid and he must have been 16, 17. And he was remarkably good looking. He looked like I got this one wrong, by the way. The guy I was thinking of in Superman played Beast. Thank you very much, Charlotte, for correcting my butt. Not Cyclops, but he looked like the guy who played Cyclops in the original X-Men movies. Like the very chiseled, very clean. And I was like, kid, run away. You can do so much better right now. So it was like I was being very stereotypical. I was being egocentric. I don't know. I was being an a-hole. I didn't say that to him. I'm like, oh my god, kid, run away. You can be popular. Go be popular. Be popular. Go 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 go. So yeah, guilty as charged. Maybe because when I grew up, there was that stigma. Like comic book people looked a certain way. We were not the cool kids. Nerd was not a good word. Nerd is kind of like a really weird reappropriated word now. When I grew up, my mom to she doesn't listen to this anyways. I can talk with this. My mom did call me a nerd, not in a good way, in a way that she meant to hurt. So that's when Gen X, like nerd was not it. And then Gen X, all of us people who like comic books in Gen X, we became the successful ones. Who knew? Who effing knew? Be nice to people.
I think it's because of the new media, internet
Yeah.
and PlayStation, and everything changed. Like the people who used the internet were real nerd or mathematician or people who were coding, etc. Nowadays, everybody code, everybody builds their own computer. It's the next generation, right?
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see what used to be cool and what is not cool anymore.
True.
But there, there is still I've it's really interesting to see.
You think there's still a stigma to being a comic book fan? Do people see do people see you differently when you say you like Dungeons and Dragons, for example?
Yes. Yes,
How
yes,
so?
yes. Yes, yes. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's really cute. She likes Dungeons and Dragons. She likes Superman and stuff. That's really cute. That's like people who has autism, who like Dungeons and Dragons and who are really, really, really needy, nerdy about Batman, Superman, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's cute. Oh, and you play Lego, Amelie. Oh la la. When you're in high school and you say, "Oh, I love playing Lego," there is a
It's
big
like
moon, the moon from Star Wars. Yeah, 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 the moon from Star Wars. It cost a lot. I would love
the
to
Death
have
Star. Yeah.
that thing in Lego and stuff. It was not as cool as nowadays. You have adult Lego, the beautiful flowers, the cathedrals, this kind of thing. Now it's very in France to buy a cathedral or
Right.
your
And
such and
placing
such,
together.
yeah, flowers. It's very artistic, aesthetic, and stuff. When you're in high school and you say, I love playing with Lego and I like to play Dungeons and Dragons,
You're like, how does glue taste?
yeah,
You know,
really. Like,
it's one of those things. It's Ralph William.
just simple. See, she's cute. She's a nice girl,
Oh.
Amelie. She's a nice girl, Amelie. Amelie, she's a nice girl. What do you think
Yeah.
about Amelie? Oh, Amelie, she likes Dungeons and Dragon, and she read Bilbo the Hobbit. Oh, that's so cute. And she's really into Superman and Flash and stuff. Oh, that's so cute. She's really smart, and she's really smart. But
Yeah.
smart is bad.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
smart is bad.
If you're a woman, smart's bad. If you're a guy, well, okay. A certain level of smartness is bad too because you don't want to flaunt. I think at least for Gen X and maybe it's just Gen X because you're more late millennial. For Gen X, you couldn't flaunt anything. So our egos are a bit weird, because if you flaunt, you're showing out in the crowd, and that crowd will stomp you down.
Yeah.
That
Like you
crowd is
can't
just
be
built
you
to
can't be
stomp
a
you.
straight A or
You
I
can't.
was I
You
was a kind of
cannot.
girl in high school who was friend with the straight A kids basically. Like we
Yeah.
were all very intelligent. I was intelligent because I was speaking English very well and German very well. And I was speaking French very well. I was
Okay. Well,
really good
you
in
were in
oral, in
France.
speech.
You were in
No, no, no,
France. You
no, no,
should be
no, no, no,
speaking
no.
French very
No,
well.
no, no, no. I came from north of France. People in
Oh,
north of France speak ch'ti. So it sounds
Steve.
like Quebec, old French.
Yeah.
They don't speak French like I do. I can speak French ch'ti, and people from Quebec can understand me, for example. But it's a very old patois. And people in my hometown, they don't speak French. They speak like this. They have a very strong accent. And I don't. I'm able to speak French like a Parisian, for example. I'm really, really
Don't put
witty and
yourself
smart in that
down.
way.
You're not Parisian. That's okay. You don't have to put yourself down. You're far lovely. Don't worry. So when you're I know, I have to stick it once in a while. So when you are growing up, did you read? I know you're into Superman and Flash and Wonder. Did you read Fantastic Four comics?
Oh, I didn't know about them.
Okay.
They were pretty famous in early 2000, and there were apparently a cartoon
Yeah, yeah, the
that
cartoon. I think
French
my
people
generation grew up with the
was
cartoon.
watching.
Yeah,
So my
cool.
parents knew the Fantastic Four. It came out in 2005. I watched the movie. I liked it. I was like really liking the movie. It was interesting. And yeah, they known, but more by the boomers and the Gen X, the early Gen X.
Yeah, because we get things. Fantastic Four was probably never as popular with my generation as the Avengers were, but then Avengers kept going West Coast Avengers, East Coast Avengers, like, oh, whatever. And then Fantastic Four, you can focus on because there's only that many. There's just that many. And everyone had an aspect you could identify with. And then later on, the Onslaught saga kind of like really hypes up Fantastic Four. Secret Wars would hype up Fantastic Wars. All these things that kind of go together. And the one thing Fantastic Four comics did have a little bit of Galactus. But you know what? It wasn't the only thing playing. Galactus wasn't in every issue, believe it or not. Okay, it was in Secret Wars. But he wasn't in every issue of Fantastic Four. However, if you watch the movies, that's all you see. This is Uncle Ben dying over and over and over again on the Spider-Man films. Because every time, like, let's reboot Fantastic Four, they kind of forget that we already know who they are, and we don't need to see Galactus one more time. Let's see someone else. Let's see another villain entirely new to Fantastic Four franchise or from the comics, like deep dive. There's years of this stuff. So when you say you like the 2005, that's the Chris Evans movie, right? The Jessica Alba
Yeah, with Jessica Alba. I liked how Jessica Alba portrayed
Invisible
the
Woman, Sue
hero.
Storm. Yeah.
I find the guy who can turn into flame very funny. He was an excellent character,
Yes, he was
and
Captain America.
I love the scientist. So during the critique of the movie, I'm
F. U.
going to
Grim.
go back to 2005 movie
Yeah.
and give my point of view about how the actor played the different character because I was very excited for this movie. Why I was very excited with this movie? Because instead of being in the modern world like nowadays, they take everything in the 60s, but it's
So
a
you talk about the new
completely
one. So
the
yeah,
new
that's in
movie.
2005, the new one. Okay.
Yes, the new ones, they take everything in the 60s, but it's a different universe. When the 60s is futuristic, like the
Yeah.
jets, I really like that. And it's really, really comic book orientated. Like it's not perfectly done.
Yeah.
It's comic, there is a robot, and it's very clean. And I really liked the selection of actors with Joseph Quinn. I was very excited to see Joseph Quinn,
I
right?
know. And you texted me like you didn't know. I'm like, I don't really watch Stranger Things, so no, I don't know who Joseph Quinn is.
So for those who don't know who is Joseph Quinn is the guy from Hellfire,
Hellfire Club,
from
Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Things.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
guy who plays guitar. I didn't know he
Yes.
was the guy that played guitar. I'm like, the only thing I know about Stranger Things was the first season was great. The other 12 kind of sucked. And the only thing I remember about the other 12 is the dude playing Metallica on top
Yeah.
of the bus. That's
Master
the
of
only thing I
Puppets.
remember. And it turned out to
Master.
be Joseph Quinn. But I
Master.
didn't know
Da, da,
because,
da, 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 da,
again,
da, 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 you don't care.
exactly, I wouldn't
Well, I
fucking care.
care because he's a new guy. He's very cute. He's a millennial and
Is he?
he's very humble. And whenever he go to Comic Con, he takes the time to say hello to
Yeah.
everyone. He's not an arrogant bitch because sometimes you can meet some arrogant bitch, right? He will
Why
be
are you looking
very
at me when you say
happy to have
that?
conversation with you and be paid for an autograph and signature. Wink, wink. and he has an excellent reputation. He's an excellent actor. He's been working for years now. He did a lot of TV drama. He is well known for the guitar riff he made during
Yes,
Stranger Things.
very well known for that.
But during his interview, he's got an excellent reputation. And when I realized he was playing in the Fantastic Four, knowing he's a geek himself and everything, and he's an excellent actor, I was like, ha ha ha! Very excited to see his work. Hey.
Yeah, I was worried. I was worried because we all kind of know Pedro. We know of Pedro Pascal. I'm like, wow, does Pedro Pascal like survive any of the films he's in? Because he, not Game of Thrones. That's for sure, son. And then if you watched Bear, which somehow gets labeled as a comedy, Eben Moss Barkarch. I'm gonna say your name wrong. So sorry, dude. Like he's in that one, and then of course we got Natasha Lyonne, who has been in everything in small bits, and she does really well, although she's not blind. I thought Grimm's girlfriend was blind in the comic books. So maybe I'm misremembering things. No, we see things, and there's some aspects that I thought might fall flat with you because you are from the France. Like the 60s, I was worried about the
Yes.
60s. I was worried about the 60s for you
Hmm.
because there were a lot of the weird inside jokes that Americans would get who are a certain generation because we grew up with that TV, like
Hmm.
the ABC News with the
Hmm.
guy who used to play in Sherlock as Minecraft, not Sherlock, Mark S. I thought like maybe you missed that part, or maybe you wouldn't understand, maybe you wouldn't get culturally this, but you were looking forward to that stuff.
Yes. 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 Definitely.
Weird. Weird.
Yeah, because it's really interesting the way it's done. The aesthetic is different.
Yes.
They're from the 60s, and I would love to see, for example, the Superman during the 30s with the old car and the thing really retro. You see what I mean? Because when you think about the origin of Superman and Wonder Woman, well, Wonder Woman had the haircut from the 30s, and Superman was created in the 30s before the Second World War. And I really like the idea of okay, we have the Fantastic Four, we are going to take them back in a different universe. We're going to take a white page. They're in the 60s, but it's futuristic like the
Yeah.
Jets. We can rewrite the story. And whenever I would watch it, I was like, yes, that's good. We have a universe and it's really lovely. And there is a little bit of wink wink. So you can watch the movie and
Yeah.
then hop online, try to understand what's going on. Maybe it's because it's related to a show or a serial or
Right.
leitmotifs they used to have. And it's really interesting because it's an homage to the origin of the story, right? I
And they
like
did
it.
it correctly. Yeah, it's weird because I gave the movie some crap about having Galactus being the bad guy again,
Hmm.
the Silver Surfer again, but they didn't redo the origin story 12,000 times. They actually skip over it. They do it in a very clever way of doing exposition that it feels like you're watching a TV show instead of actually having it shoved down your throat as a movie. And that
Yes.
saved a lot of the movie, like, although the movies spent, like, 45 minutes doing the origin story again and again and again and again, like, "Oh my god, sure, they went to space, cosmic rays, we get it. Let's move on." And that's all they do. In this film, they're like, "They went to space, cosmic rays, we get it, move on." And you see the aftermath of Reed Richards trying to grasp if he should have. We see him being a character then with doubts. Reed Richards, the smartest man on Earth, and this one at least, has doubts because like I should have seen the cosmic. It was avoidable, and I'm so sorry to Ben Grimm, and you see him as a thing, and all these things. They are fleshed out characters, where I think the previous movies were caricatures. Although I think you're right. Chris Evans did a great job as Johnny Storm in the first one, but he's now forever Captain America. You know, a fantastic job in that one. And you see them growing as people during the movie, and I think that's one of the things that worked in this movie. You see character growth.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is when they present the movies, they're like, okay, they're known, they have a reputation, blah, blah, blah. We don't need to present them.
Yeah.
This is it, the character. However, there is a change in a sense of space and time, which is great. I like it. It's like really, really cool to see the good old time, in the 60s. It's happy, happy, colorful,
Yeah.
and it's very retro, and I really like the design. And me, when I go to the cinema, I want to go somewhere where I forget all my problem. I want my favorite popcorn. I want to be sit alone. I don't want to be a mother. I don't want to be
Yeah.
responsible. I want just to be in this world. So being in that kind of world, perfect, amazing, great. Number two, excellent cast of actor, like
Yep.
very well known,
They're all
right?
talented. They'll do
Petro,
well.
Joseph Quinn, etc. Like, haha, very excited. And the storyline, she's pregnant.
Yeah, they bring in Franklin Richards quick. Usually Franklin they'll build into it, but I don't think any other movies in their franchise for the Fantastic Four rebooting never lasted long enough to bring Franklin into it. And so you see the humanity of it because Reed Richards is a worried parent. Am I passing on a gene to my kid that's going to mess him up? He's worried about that. And he focuses on trying to build something to see if he's doing this. And a lot of this is a family drama. Some of it's found family. Like Ben is not an actual member of the biological family, but he is kind of like the uncle, a different
Yeah.
Uncle Ben. I won't tell
You're
that
going
story.
to get cancelled. You're going to get
Okay,
cancelled.
I'll
La
tell
la
that story.
la
F
la
it.
la.
Okay, all right, whatever. I got 2 minutes. So it was like years ago. It was like years and years and years ago, and I was dating someone that, but not too well. And it's like the first couple, stages. It was around Halloween, and we both kind of like comic books, or whatever. She's like, you dress as Uncle Ben, and I'll dress as like the other one. I'm like, okay. So I thought she meant like the aunt. Who's the aunt's name in Spider-Man?
I don't remember.
Oh my god.
I don't
Oh my.
remember.
You don't remember the woman's name in Spider-Man? My god, what kind of comic book nerd are you?
Wait. No, no, no. I don't
No,
remember. Spider-Man. Just let me check. Act.
Aunt May. Aunt May. Yes. May. That was my check for you. And you failed. I knew you were just wearing t-shirts now. I get it.
Attends.
No, it actually is Aunt May. Why are you looking it up? It's Aunt May.
But not in French, I think.
Spider-Man. Amelie, I swear to you, it's Aunt May.
Yes, yes, you're right.
I know I'm
But
right.
French.
Now, I thought she was going to dress as Aunt May. Right? She said
Mm-hmm.
dress as Uncle Ben. I'm like, great. Whatever. I'm not that old, but F it. I'll dress as Uncle Ben. And we were supposed to meet at this party. And yeah. She was dressed as Aunt Jemima.
What?
Yeah. She meant Uncle Ben from the Rice.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's actually what I said when I saw her. Like, oh no,
Oh
I can't
no!
be.
No, no, no.
This is a cancel my ass right here. I can't be seen with you. What the hell? Yeah. So always ask when they say dress like Uncle Ben. I'll dress like the aunt. Ask. This is what Joe learns. Here's a tip from Joe. Especially if
Oh
you
my
start dating the first couple times, you
god.
don't really know each other's cultural background, we'll say, or cultural comparability. Ask. Say, hey, did you mean Aunt May or Aunt Jemima? If they're like, you monster, why would he? What Aunt? No, ew. Of course it's Aunt Jemima. Like, oh no, damn it. Yeah, we did not last. We did not last. And honest to God, the sad thing is, I don't know who broke up with whom. I don't remember. Like, I think she's like, no, if I wanted you in blackface, man, I can't bring you home to my dad. What's wrong with you?
No way.
Dressing as an
No
old
way.
man from Spider-Man. So yeah, that's my 2 minute don't cancel me yet story. So always beware, kids, when you bring some strange home. All right. So back to Fantastic Four land. I agree. The characters are great. It's a family movie. It's got Franklin coming. And I was a bit worried. I'm like, Sue Storm's going up like that? She's pregnant like 12,000 months. I'm like, she's ready to pop. She's gonna go on a spaceship right now? Are you stoned? Don't answer that, Ben. You know, I was worried as I know it's just acting, but I was actually worried about her getting on the spaceship because she was that pregnant. That's how into the movie I was at first.
But it's the 60s, it's okay.
Oh yeah, she should be smoking and drinking when she's doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe, Mr. Fantastic can slap her around a bit at the same time. Kids, if you don't know the American culture in the 60s, Google it. You
Or
won't thank me
watch the
later.
series Mad Men. The series Mad Men is
Never
an
saw it.
excellent way to discover the 60s and understand how it was.
The toxic is yeah, the toxism as it was. So yeah, they're going out to space and they're like, we're gonna take Galactus, we're gonna find Galactus, we're gonna take it to his land. I'm like, oh no, don't do that. That sounds like a dumb idea. And sure, they survive, right? So the whole thing is now about the baby. What would you give up to make the world safe? What price would you do or give or pay to make the rest of humanity safe?
I would
Would
sacrifice my life.
your life, okay, and that's what comes into back to the movie. Your life, sure, but what about one of your kids? Okay, which one?
If it,
Which one popped in your mind? One just popped in your one name popped in your
yeah,
mind when I said that. Like, oh, this motherfucker's gone. No,
I have 3 kids, so it's fine.
I hope they don't watch this. Okay, children, when you watch this, your mom was just joking. This is what in the 2000s we called jokes. They it works. We weren't really mean thinking that we're going to sacrifice one of you yet. Maybe we will. We don't know. Time will tell. Who knows? So you would not sacrifice one of your kids.
If I can sacrifice myself, I would sacrifice myself, but that's an excellent question. As a mother, if I could save humanity, but I will have to sacrifice one of my child,
One of your kids.
would I
Yeah.
do it? My answer is unfortunately yes.
You
If it's to
would.
save, if it's to save humanity, why not? Why
Oh my
not?
god. You're having a bunch of hate mail. You know that. By the way, this is mostly Diet Coke and a bit of whiskey. Guess which is
Would
which though?
okay, humanity. You talk about humanity, other children, other. But if I do that, I think I would sacrifice myself too, because morally I would be dead
Gone.
inside. I
Yeah.
would be gone, dead inside.
It comes back to they might have made reference to this during the film. And there are some Easter eggs in this film. Like you see some stuff like I almost said the urine stick, the pregnancy test. Sorry. In my mind, it translated into urine stick. The pregnancy test was a Stark one, by the way. It was Stark Enterprise. But it's the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one or the few. That's what we learned from Star Trek, Search for Spock, or actually Wrath of Khan, and then Search for Spock. We flip it, switch a bit, script, whatever. We flip something. We Vegas flip it. In this one, you have that choice, and you have Reed Richards and Sue Storm thinking about this very choice, and it's a real. And like I asked you, what would you do? And you're like, man, fortunately, yes. And then that's eventually what one of them comes up with. They tried everything else, and it's between that and the world. They were leaning towards like, dang, that's the only one that's the only way to stop it now. And they still, not going to spoil it too much. So, what do you think of those moments in the film? As a mom, 'cause I'm not a mom, but I got a lot of mothers they're Stark, Steve Martin bit, but I'm not a mom. What did you think of Sue's struggle in the film as a mom?
I had no difficulty to have children. I had 3 children in one go,
Yeah.
and whenever I would go to the maternity to check if the kids were alive, I was like, "Okay, who is alive today?" Because I was like, "It's 3 eggs. It cannot be I will have triplets, right?"
Right.
And when I announced my pregnancy at 7 months, which is limit you're going to pop up your children, right? I said they're fine, they're alive, everything is fine.
Right.
Next time I will talk about them, they're going to be alive out of my belly. I met a lot of women who were struggling having kids. Like women who's like, hey, I did IVF 4 times, or I went through 5 miscarriage, or hey, Amelie, you announced your pregnancy at 7 months. I'd had 2 miscarriage, or we've been trying for 10 years, blah, blah. That's why we have 1 kid and stuff. And I'm thinking about this mother. When I took the first shower after the operation, the C-section, I'm thinking about all this mother, and I'm like, there is so many women in the world who are trying to conceive, who try and try and try and try, right? And they went through miscarriage, abortion because we are sorry, you're in danger, or the baby's in danger, or whatsoever, or stillborn and stuff like that. And we don't talk about that, right? We talk about the, oh, look, gender reveal, it's a boy, it's a girl,
Yeah,
oh,
we don't
look, a
talk
baby.
about the
But we never talk about
guts and
the
piss of it.
process. Thank God with internet, we've got more and more vlog, podcast of mother,
Yeah.
doctors, etc., nurse to talk more, and it's less taboo, right? But when when you talk about sacrifice, and I jokingly, oh, I've got 3 kids, it was so easy for me. When I watched that movie and I saw that woman being pregnant and having a struggle, I'm like, oh my God, all these women, they have one baby and they have to make a decision. And that's terrible because I understand the sadness of it. Like, what makes a man a father? The baby is between your hand, basically. What makes a woman a mother? The pistic. You become a mother the moment you see the two line. Am I going to get an abortion? Am I going to stop smoking? Am I going to stop drinking? Am I going to go back to my parents? Am I going to give birth here, there? What am I going to do? Am I keeping the child? Am I? You see what I mean? There is a
Yeah.
lot of stress. So when I see that, I'm like, it must it must eat hard for some women who have difficulty to have kids, who went through so many miscarriage or false positive and stuff. And when you have one child, like, and you need to, yeah, that's the moment of the movie where you're like,
Yeah, well, you kind of hit it on the head emotionally because you're saying you kept going in to the gynecologist or wherever it's going to be when you were at and saying like, okay, which of my 3 kids is still alive in me? Because you were expecting not to have all of them. You're
yeah.
expecting something might happen, right?
Hmm.
And that's what Reed Richards was doing. He's like, he was expecting, oh, what did I just do? How is this? The expectation of parenthood.
Hmm.
I think they nailed really well in this film for on both sides. On both sides, you get the mom and the dad. The mom, you're right. As soon as you see that plus sign where the thing is in the movie, you are now the mom. But the dad's like, 'cause, he's Reed Richards. He's the smartest, world's smartest man. He can skadoodle. Come back later on. He can have an arm this way. And then the 2 guys who don't, the family members or your close friends who don't have real skin in the game, they get to be the cool uncles. Like, or you see that with Ben and Johnny. Like, oh, we're like Reed, you're gonna be a mess, but we're gonna be the cool guys. And you do see that. And I think it portrays it really well. And this comes into the end moments of trying everything and nothing else worked. So here we go. We're using the kid as bait. And we're too smart. We're gonna swerve Galactus. We're too smart. And it doesn't quite work that way. It becomes apparent that something's going to have to change. And that thing is what drives Sue Storm to do what she does. And well, I won't spoil all these moments. I know this is like a spoil filled thing. I just want people to, if we say it's something Galactus, I don't want people to freak out or Silver Surfer or whatever. But I think the strength of this movie is its humanity. Because these are four fantastic people, but the strength is the humanity they show. They show. Now, the weakness of this movie is holy crap, no one gave an F about Galactus. He's probably the best Galactus on screen, but did you care about Galactus?
I was disappointed because, yes, there is humanity and stuff, but we're not having fun. I didn't
Yeah.
have fun. I was so disappointed. I did not have fun. Yes, it's an interesting point of view. Yes, it makes
Yeah.
us think. Yes, great 60 stuff. But I'm like, I'm disappointed because Joseph Quinn is not funny. He say his jokes, but it's just like da 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 da. Da. I'm sure another actor would have done it. It would have been funny. Yes, he's physically playing and
Yeah.
he changes the hair color, but something's missing. Something's missing.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be the acting. I don't think
Mhm.
the acting is the issue here. I think the writing effed up. I think the director effed up because the movie doesn't know what it wants to be.
Mhm.
We start out with Mole Man, and it's very cartoony.
Mhm.
It's so cartoony. It's like the level of cringe. Like, oh my god, I need to step out a minute. I can't believe I'm going to watch another hour and 55 minutes of this. Or I think it's like an
Mhm.
hour 45 show. And then it gets dark, but it's not the way Superman starts. Superman starts with the dog, right? And it's fun and it's dark. Remember, we talked about rhythm: fun, dark, fun, dark, fun. They have balance because James Gunn has that balance. And I don't know, like Matt Sheckman or one of the writers, Josh Friedman, Eric Pearson, and Jeff Kaplan. Oh man, something in there just gets lost. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, and the joke, oh, I went next to her and I tried to talk to her, oh, and she broke up with you. Ha ha ha. Enfin, it's.
Yeah, oh yeah, and that was forced. Like Johnny is trying to say something about Silver Surfers. Like, no, like, guys,
Mhm.
really, and it's not earned. Here's the thing:
Mhm.
Chris Evans' character from the 2005 movie that would
Yeah.
be earned
Yeah.
because we see Chris Evans always joking. He's always the ladies' man. He's always
Mhm.
trying to pimp. I mean,
Mhm.
like strut pimp, like the pimp hand thing, but strutting and stuff like that. He's trying to peacock all the time.
Mhm.
Joseph Quinn doing it is not trying to peacock. He's actually quite shy in the movie.
Yeah.
Like as Sue's like, oh, he's available, stuff like that. So it doesn't ring true. The reactions, this is maybe what it is. The reactions that the others have to Quinn's Johnny Storm don't
Yeah.
ring true because it's not earned.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
Like
nothing to do with the actor. It's a
the
thousand
only
percent writing and directing.
time I really liked it was the exchange at the dinner table when he was eating cereal. They arrive and he's like, "Oh, you're late. Oh, late. Yeah, for dinner. You're late for dinner."
Yeah.
And they sit and they found out she's pregnant. That's little Peach. Oh, you're late with his face and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, great, amazing because it's not
Perfect.
sexual. It's really like you're late. You know.
Yeah.
So the problem is Joseph Quinn always plays his character who, how can I say it, a little bit outcast. They're very smart, but they're not taken seriously. And he play fantastically. Here is a beautiful superhero, who is very
Yeah.
kitty, who eats cereal at dinner, who seduce women and stuff like that. But it doesn't go with him. It doesn't go. He tries, but it
Yeah.
doesn't.
Maybe, and that's one of the things. I think if they set things up slower for or see more character background, because what we know about this Johnny Storm is he's more reserved than the other ones. He's very still dynamic. He's still a daredevil. He still wants to do the right things, but he's never taken seriously either. But I'm like I said, that's still not deserved. There's nothing in this film that he does that makes the reaction of not being taken seriously, or that makes the reaction of being like a ladies' man.
Mhm.
deserve. There's nothing in this film that actually shows that.
Yeah.
And that's how
Yeah.
they treat him.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, is this something was cut out, a bunch of stuff cut out, or
Mhm.
what? And then when he's trying to say, like, no, guys, I'm listening to this thing and I can decipher what she's saying, he's smart as hell. Like, far as I mean, Reed Richards supposed to be the smartest one there. He ain't. He ain't. I'm so sorry. Like, Johnny Storm is smarter than Reed Richards in most of these scenes, which plays
Uh,
it kind of weird because
I
Reed's
have
very scientifically smart, but
I
Quint's
I
like, no, I
have a
got this.
problem with Pedro Pascal interpretation. He's very, very like he play like that, you know. Oh, I'm an intelligent man. I'm trying to find a solution. Oh, I'm lost. Oh, very hairy. There is not this. I was expecting more energy. I was expecting more. I don't know. Do you see Pedro Pascal as a scientist? Like, but this
I
is my problem, and I'm not the only one. I'm going to, je vais jeter un pavé dans la mare. I'm going to take a brick and throw it in the middle of the lake, as we said in French. Are
yeah,
you ready?
sure,
And I'm not the only one to say
sure.
that. Too much Pedro Pascal. Too
Oh,
much,
I
too
don't
much,
mind
too
him.
much. Too much Pedro Pascal. Too much. Boom. He's here. Boom. He was in another movie and another movie and another movie. There is way too much Pedro Pascal, and seeing him there, I don't buy it as a scientist. Like he was very, like speaking like this. Da, 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 da.
But again, is that the actor's choice or is that the director? That's the thing. I think Pedro Pascal. I love Pedro Pascal's character in Game of Thrones.
I don't know. Oh yes, yes.
I
Game
love
of
his character
Thrones.
in Baby
Yes.
Yoda, the Mandalorian. I think the
Yeah,
Mandalorian,
very
he
great.
basically carries the show with Baby Yoda, the
Uh huh.
puppet. And I really liked his character in season 1 of Last of Us. I did see season 2, but I didn't play the
Hmm.
game. I didn't play the part 2, so I can't really connect it as
But
hard.
here's the problem: Pedro Pascal in Game of Thrones, you believe he is a character.
Absolutely
Because
do.
one, you don't know him. Two, he's a fantastic. Three, there is this. I will never forget that episode when you found out he's going to fight the giant, because he's like, yeah, my sister got
Mountain.
raped and destroyed and stuff like that. And when he died, like with his eyes completely explode, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, right.
that's
And
great.
then the Mandalorian, his character arc of Mandalorian is
Hmm.
the mercenary damage past to like the father figure of it.
Yeah, yeah,
You see these things, and the same thing as Last of Us. He kind of continues that on,
yeah.
and so we know he can play a dad. We know he can play smart-ish.
Hmm.
But
A
damn, maybe Reed Richards.
scientist.
I don't know. I mean, I like him. I like him as an
Hmm.
actor.
Hmm.
I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon because I think a lot of that comes from what he's talking about for transgender rights, and I don't think people should be either way with that. Like if the acting should stand alone, like I have the same thing for J.K. Rowling. By the way, the writing should stand on itself. The acting should stand on itself. Either way, if whatever side you're on, and watch me get canceled for that one. You, I think he brings humanity into Reed Richards, the doubt, but it might be overplaying the doubt, especially if you grew up with the comics. Maybe it's overplaying it a bit. And then you've got Ben Grimm, who's just kind of there. Like the thing is just kind of there. I can name 2 moments, maybe 3, and they're great moments. But it's all I can name in the entire movie. I don't know where he was before. I have no idea what he's doing otherwise. He's like grocery shopping, I think, in part of the film. That's how exciting his moments are. He's bloody grocery shopping in part of it. So maybe they just underutilize Ben Grimm. And then Sue Storm. Yes, yes, and yes, and yes. I think Vanessa Kirby does great. Fantastic job as Sue Storm. Arguably better than Jessica Alba. And I can't even remember the last person who played Sue Storm before Jessica or after Jessica Alba.
Don't remember, don't care.
Yeah, I
2015.
think that
Voilà.
reboot was just no one really
Hmm.
cared.
Hmm.
And I think she played mom very well. She played mom very well, and she reminded me of Scarlet Witch during some of the mother scenes because they both have a very strong maternal instinct. Now, with that all said, here we go. The good news and bad news. The good news is they don't over CGI it. Like you don't see fantastic. They don't see Mr. Fantastic always stretching out and doing weird things. It's very minimal, very minimal. Like the person that has the most screen time using his powers is Johnny Storm, right? I think until the end. So it's not that bite. That won't bite him in the butt. At the same time, uh, if I want to see a family drama, I hear the War of the Roses is being redone with Shruti and Cumberbatch.
Yeah,
That's a good family drama.
yeah,
Allegedly, I didn't see it.
yeah. It's nice to have a synopsis different and the dot and this and that, but we are there to have fun, to see
Yeah,
fights and to see the four fantastic and stuff like that.
yeah. I think I described this, and honestly, I'm so sorry if I'm not the one who described it this way, but it was a movie necessary just to set up Doomsday. The entire movie is one gigantic commercial for a 4-second payoff in a credit scene where Doctor Doom appears in the post-credit scene for a half second. That's the entire movie. That's actually a synopsis. Forget what does IMDb say for synopsis. Let me roll this up right now. Forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond, the Fantastic Four must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus, as his enigmatic herald, the Silver Surfer. No, sorry, that's incorrect. It should be forced to make a movie. Marvel said, "Damn, we need to set up Doomsday somehow. Or should we do a commercial? Nah, let's full budget on a movie instead." That's what the whole logline really is, to be quite blunt. It's a movie setting up another movie. This movie exists only because of Doomsday. The end.
Are you surprised?
Disappointed.
Me too.
Disappointed.
Me too.
And I don't know if it's because Marvel burnout or because I didn't love the Thunderbolts. I liked it. I love Superman. So
Hmm.
it's not it's like superhero burnout. And I've been rewatching some of the old Thor movies on Disney Plus and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
I watched Ironheart, although it's kind of like a slow burn. The first episode is just exposition heavy and kind of sucked, but the rest kind of build into it. So Marvel still got chops, and I can't wait for more Daredevil, especially with the original cast.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but dang, this was a missed opportunity to be more than a commercial for Doomsday.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. But something's weird because in France, there's a lot of critics who like it. But
Okay,
as I was telling you before
yes,
starting the podcast, did they watch the movie in English or in French? Because if they watched it in French, there is special actor who play the different characters, the voice actor, and sometimes they're way better than the actor itself. Like I often find myself in a situation where I would find a movie less funny
right,
because the voice or the saying is different. Or the inverse, the movie is really, really funny, and I thought it was not that funny or more tragic or something like that.
right,
So it was really interesting to check for me the different critiques who are very serious critics, geeks, really know their thing and stuff.
yeah,
And I'm like, oh my god, they like the movie. They prefer that movie than Superman. Oh yeah, da 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 da. And I'm like, but
really,
no, did we watch the same movie? Like that's very interesting. And there is some French podcaster who are not rich, who are Mr. and Mrs. Everybody, right? Who do very small podcasts, who are like, oh no, 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 it's really bad. This is what's going on and stuff. Like, yeah, that's the movie I watch. So I don't know. Maybe some people will say to us, no, we're wrong, and it's a really good movie, and blah, 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 blah. But I don't know what happened. Like, I should investigate. Maybe watch the movie in French to
Maybe.
see if there's a difference.
And that's sometimes part of the issue, because if you are coming at me with The Simpsons, and I'll do a Comic-Con in Montreal, right? And I remember one year we had the Quebecois voice actors for The Simpsons,
Mhm.
and they were mega stars.
Yeah.
But you know what? I can't watch the Quebec dub of The Simpsons because it's not the voice I grew up with.
For us in France, Homer Simpson and Marge Simpson are very famous, and they're husband and wife, the voice actor.
Oh, yeah. See, maybe that's what it is. It kind of carries through, and they're right. So maybe the other actors can bring things up, like an anime. The English version might be a little bit more poppy.
Yeah.
You know, it might pop out more. And I'm looking at some of the writers did, and stop me if you heard this one. Here's what some of the IMDb credits are: Avatar: The Way of the Water. Sorry, okay. Yes. Terminator: Dark Fate. Eh. A lot of other very War of the Worlds, but not the one you're thinking of. The Black Dahlia, sure, that's one of many. You know, it's kind of like, uh. Overall, though, where we're not going to rate this, and it's only and okay, it's a PG movie, so it's for general audience. Oh, sorry, G is for general audience, but parental guidance suggested. It's under 2 hours, so it's one of the Marvel movies that's under 2 hours for once. Thank you.
Mhm.
And we'll just say, instead of rating this itself, it is by far probably the best Fantastic Four movie, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question, though. I had to bring this up because I don't remember all these bloody things. Where do you sit this? And there's like a bazillion Marvel movies now. It's not the worst Marvel movie.
No, 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 it's not. It's well worked. That's why I'm disappointed because there is capacity. There is something.
Yeah, it's put it this way. Is it better than Captain America: Brave New World with the Red Hulk? Is it better than that movie for you? I mean, again, another movie that botched the plot. That movie could
Yeah.
have been fantastic, and they just effed it hard. They wasted their stars' talents, both of them. They wasted a lot of love. They wasted a lot of interest in the new Captain America.
Oh, putain.
And then they come out with Thunderbolts, which is arguably a better movie. Like, Thunderbolts is actually a far superior movie than Captain America. And that's not saying Thunderbolts is a perfect movie, but
Mhm.
it's better.
Mhm.
Let me see. Here we gotta go. We have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's a good movie. The Marvels, I didn't really give a crap. Like, oh, three people don't care. Honestly, don't. Sorry, no. And then Deadpool and Wolverine brings it back up. Love it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Almost one of the best perfect R-rated movies. I still watch it and I giggle.
Mhm.
And then Captain America: Brave New World slumps back down.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts, almost here. And
Eh.
then Fantastic Four. It might be commercially doing better than Superman, but I'd like to see the
That's
numbers
that
this weekend.
that's a thing. Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. Like for the first time, I found myself with different world. Like Fantastic Four, no, doesn't work, and some people say, no, it's great, it's better than Superman. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
Is it
and
a
this
win or is
is
it not? Like, je te jure, for the first time, I'm telling you, I don't know. I
And here
don't
to
know.
go. This is start of phase 6. Okay, I'm gonna go through the phases of Marvel. And I had a friend who worked for Marvel, so I'm not gonna say who it was and whatever. But they leaked out the phases to me early. They shouldn't have. They shouldn't have. But I didn't say nothing, so whatever. Like phase 1, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, the first Avenger, Avengers. Incredible Hulk, you throw away, that was crap. Like that movie, it was whatever. Phase 2, though, Iron Man 3, Thor: Dark World, Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy sleeper hit, Guardians of the Galaxy that came out of nowhere for me. Avengers: Age of Ultron and Ant-Man. Again, another movie that came out of nowhere to be really popular. So phase 2 was like, oh, okay. And then phase 3, Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardian Galaxies 2, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Thor: Ragnarok. Here you go, Tony Horton. Ready? Upper nuts. That's for you, buddy. Black Panther, amazing movie, right? Infinity War, Ant-Man and Wasp, did well. Captain Marvel, we needed to watch it, I guess something like that. I know, I was like,
A
Wonder Woman
lot
came
of
out,
politics,
whatever.
lot of politics.
Yeah, basically.
Mhm.
Endgame came out, amazing. Spider-Man: Far From Home, still decent. And then Phase 4, Black Widow, COVID kind of kiboshed Black Widow and a bunch of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I couldn't give a F about. I wanted to. I couldn't. Eternals? See Shang-Chi. I couldn't give an F about it. I can't even name who's in Eternals. I cannot physically name any of the actors right now in Eternals. Was Angelina Jolie in it? I can't remember. Maybe she was. I don't know. I didn't care. And I should have. I liked the Eternals comic books, and whatever. Spider-Man: No Way Home, Doctor Strange, Multiverse, Thor: Love and Thunder. I liked it. People hated it. Whatever. Thor comics were supposed to be fun. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Honest to God, don't remember what happened in it. Do not remember what happened in Wakanda Forever. Black Panther 2. No idea.
Didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Didn't watch it.
It's like,
Like, I'm sorry, for me, there is just one Black Panther. The main actor unfortunately passed away. For me, it's forever.
yeah,
Black
that's
Panther.
exactly it. Or they could have done it slightly different. Yeah, like, no, this was, no.
No.
And then Phase 5, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I kind
Heard
of
about it and
remember
I'm
it.
like, why? Like, it was too pushy. I heard about it and I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah, no,
yeah.
too pushy.
And then we go Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Again, I liked it. James Gunn. If you like James Gunn films, you like James Gunn films.
Mhm.
And then the Marvels. I didn't care for Miss Marvel. I didn't care for the Marvels. I didn't care for the other. It's just a lot of shoehorning crap I didn't care in. And then Deadpool and Wolverine pops back up, and then Brave New World, didn't care. Thunderbolts. Now here's Phase 6 coming, because we just started Phase 6 last weekend.
Okay.
Fantastic Four: First Steps, Phase 6. Up next, Spider-Man: Brand New Day, 2026. And then Doomsday, 2026. And then Secret Wars, 2027 with the Russos. So they're ending on a strong note. And the rest, honest to God, Armor Wars probably won't happen unless it's a cartoon. Black Panther 3, sure, whatever. I don't think it's a great idea. Blade's been in production or pre-production for like
Yep,
1,000 years.
yep, yep. This is it. A lot of old millennials contacting me. They're like, Blade, like big thing, Blade. Apparently, it's going to be. This is
It's going to
it.
be. I love Wesley Snipes' line in Deadpool and Wolverine, and the only one, motherfucker, because Wesley Snipes for forever. I love Ali. I think it was fantastic in a lot of his stuff he did, but there's only one Blade, and that's forever Wesley Snipes. It's like it's too soon.
Definitely.
Can you imagine
Definitely.
someone doing a Superman movie while Chris Reeves was still alive and like able? Like, oh, well, we're gonna redo Superman in the '90s. Like, no, you ain't. That's Chris Reeves as Superman. Like, we're gonna redo Star Wars. There's no longer Mark Hamill being Luke Skywalker. It's this dude. Okay. I like Matthew McConaughey, but I don't know if he's right for Mark. I don't think
No,
he's right for Luke
it
Skywalker.
may work. Look at James Bond, for example.
Well, James Bond is a
Yeah.
Doctor Who. They have to regenerate
Mhm.
because people die. Yeah, so we'll see. You're saying Blade for sure. Oh man, like I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it, man. But I think no one's gonna care by then. No one's gonna care by then.
You think?
I don't think the future films will happen, except for the X-Men one. There's probably one more good X-Men movie coming out. The rest, maybe. Maybe a TV show. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think anyone's gonna care about Armor Wars.
Mhm.
Once Tony Stark dies as Iron Man, no one's gonna give a shit. Black Panther 3, no one give a shit about Black Panther 2.
No. No. It was a big
And
thing. It was a big thing. The number 1, yeah.
yeah, and like, again, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings sequel, no one gave a fuck about the first one. So sorry to tell you that. So we'll see, we'll see. But so it's not the worst movie in Marvel history, but it ain't the
Mhm.
best.
Yeah.
And unlike Black Widow that got kind of hammered by COVID and really crappy marketing, it doesn't even have. Yeah, it's better than Marvel's. It's better than the Marvels. There you go. There's a tagline. Fantastic Four, first step. Not the worst Fantastic Four movie you've seen, and better than the Marvels.
Mhm.
Do you like commercials, kids? Do you like commercials for an hour and 45 minutes? Watch Fantastic Four. It's a great commercial for Doomsday. That's the movie you want to see, anyways.
It's sad because
Yeah.
everything was there. Everything
Yeah.
was there, you know? It's
They
like
just
going
F it.
to a Japanese restaurant and be like, "This is a plate of sushi. Look, everything is perfectly still.
Here's
You
your
have the
McDonald's.
soja sauce and everything." And you grab and it's tasteless. And you're like,
Yeah.
"Why?"
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah. So there you have it, kids. We will do Barry. Season 2, episode 2 comes out. And I'm keep bumping Barry down down the road. We already recorded the episode, so yeah, one day you will see Barry. But until then, Fantastic Four. Like it, hate it, whatever. Let us know what you think. On behalf of myself, Joe, and Amelie, I bid you good day. I've been working my Paul Harvey lately. Bye, everyone. Deuces.
I hear a cat.